Hey, what's up everyone? I got a little Sony, it's kind of a boom box, but it's more of a kind of a shelf stereo if you ask me. You can put batteries in it. I think it takes like 10D batteries or something like that. This is a Sony CFD-560 CD radio cassette quarter. Yeah, CD radio cassette quarter. All right. Now, this is from Goodwill. Tested, power only. You can see what was paid for it, so everyone knows. All right. Now, I've been playing around with it, and it plays CDs, as you could have seen in the beginning, but our play button doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to hold it and really bounce on it to get it to play. So we know we have a bad micro for our play, and the tape deck eats tapes, both sides. And if I'm not mistaken, this one, both tape decks will be the same kind of inside, and there'll be one belt that runs both of them. It'll play, but the pickup doesn't work on both of them, A and B. So we got to get in and see what we got to do to get that working, and see if we can't get that changed out. When it does play, it plays decent. It'll skip a lot if the CD is scratched a little bit, and most of the time if they're scratched a little bit they shouldn't skip. It should read right over it, without it kind of really blanking out on you. But this one is, so I'm kind of figuring that the laser may need cleaned up and maybe adjusted, and so it'll play a little bit better. You can see, there's that set of scratches there. Shouldn't bother it at all. It should run right across that, and you shouldn't get a dead spot. So we'll see if we can't get that fixed as well, and we'll get her all cleaned up and ready to take down and sell. These boom boxes are pretty sought after because they're great for in the cabins. Like I said, it takes batteries. What do we got? By 2, 4, 6, maybe 8. 8, yeah, 2, 4, no, 6, not 2, 4, 6, 8. I can't tell standing on my head here. If those are, looks like D, so it'll take 8D batteries. But the speakers are removable. You can detach them from the stereo itself. You can unplug them, change wire, longer wire, whatever you need to do. Antenna's in good shape, which is very surprising. Most of these are all beat up, so I'm kind of figuring this one probably sat on somebody's shelf more than anything than being carried around and played off-site, so to speak. So we're going to get into this. We'll take speakers off, we'll get the back off of it, and see what we got to do to get our tape deck working, and see what we got to do to get our switch working better. I have a box of brand new switches, so if this one takes one of the ones that I have, then we'll change it out. If not, we'll try and clean it up. But we're going to get her working. So I'm going to get you set up, and we're going to start tearing this apart and see if we can't get it fixed up. Get around. Slide. Wait. Okay, up. That'll work. Hands are not great today. That's always nice. I'm working on the front. Alright, let's see if we can't get down to these belts. We got to take this board. Take the board off of the back so we can get to them. Let's see, this board looks like it's just held in by clips. Sorry if you can't see everything. Oh man. Almost there. Nope, it's not. No plugs. That one. Hanging on by something. Or is it just that one? Not plastic. That is, yep, just that. Had some glue on it. Got the little micro switches, little leaf switches. Alright. Let's get rid of the... I have this belt here that's still on. Let's see if we can get the motor off. Because it looks like... Yeah, there's one right there that's not doing anything. Unscrew a little spring. I don't know what the hell that spring does, but it was on there. That's the only screw. Nope. One right down through there. There's a little spring. And there's a, I just noticed, there's a clip under the motor. There's that stupid pen. Glue on that one. Is that a clip or just a... Oh, that's a clip. You'd think that would just come up off of there, but it won't. Come on, little clip. Covered in glue. There we are. Okay. So that'll go down on there like that. See, we have this one. This one was still attached. And that goes over to the other drive mech, and I can see there's a belt off over there. And what do we got going on here? And this belt wasn't doing anything, and this one wasn't doing anything. The pinch roller. That one does have a plastic clip on it. There we go. That one wasn't doing anything. Okay, so that one goes on the bottom. That one goes on the bottom to there, and this one will go on the top to the motor. And then this one goes over from the motor to that drive. Right there. Now we got to glue again on the clips. Let's see if we can. There we are. That one should go on the top. And just, there you are. On the bottom, and I see I broke balls. That I can fix. Alright, now I got to round up some belts. Okay, I got us 5 belts rounded up. There's our old ones. And we have 5 brand new ones. Now I think that goes under. Yeah, it does. That lines up with our white plastic. So it's got to go under. That's not very tight. That's because I missed. Hey! You missed. I don't know. See, that's the old one. Let's take a look at an old one, and there's a new one I got. And you can see it is a little shorter. I may want to go a little bit shorter on these ones. Come on, just a little tighter. Yeah. I think once you I think we're good. All right, this one, okay, we got double pulley on our motor, so we got to figure out which one goes where. The black plastics are double, so I think you can probably do about either one. Yeah, maybe. I think, well, this is going to be fun. We go to the top here. Top to the motor, and then I think this one's going to go on the bottom to the motor. Now, doesn't that look like fun? This one won't be too bad. That one we can leave off. And they have to stretch up to there. Alright, let me get that done. I don't think you have to sit there and watch me struggle with putting a belt on, stretching it over, the other one falls off and the other one. So I'll go ahead and get that all lined up, but that's how they go. You have one on the top, one on the bottom, right up to the motor. Because like I said, double pulley on the motor. Okay, let me get her done. Okay, we got our decks all put back together. This one belt wasn't too awful bad. I just kind of left it laying in there and put our motor down on it, and then got a hold of it from the back side here and pulled it over and got it stretched. So now our belts are working. Our deck looks pretty good. I'll probably put a little grease on it here and there before we put everything back together, and I'll clean the heads. Heads are easy. You just take I just take a cotton swab and alcohol and clean off the heads real good, and a pinch roller and that, and get that cleaned up. I can do that off camera. You've seen me do that before. So that's ready to go. Now let's take a look at this drive. This one's pretty easy. We don't have to strip it down to check the pot on it to see how our intensity of our laser is doing. Straight down in there has a little yellow. I think you can see it. It's right there. And top side is the two pins that we want to check. If I can. Seven. 0.7. I like to have it just a little bit lower. I like 35. but sometimes that's a little too intense. Where are we at? 6/8. Let's just go a little bit more. See if we can get it around 550. It was reading. .6. Boy, that one sure doesn't want to. You have to move it quite a bit to get it to go anywhere. Interesting. There we are. Where are we at? 5.57. For a CD, I'm going to leave it there. I have found on a lot of these little CD players, if I like to have them at 0.35, and that's on game systems, but it seems like on these little CD players, they don't seem to care for it being down that low, and I end up turning them back up to right around 5. And on those ones that play CDs and DVDs, the double laser has the double pots on it. Those I usually like them at 750 and 550. So that's why I said 750 is usually DVD. So that's where I'm going to leave that right about where it's at. I'm not going to piss with it anymore. Now our button here, oh, let me get the soldering station heating up. Here's our play button right here. Well, problem I found is we have cold solder joints. That's because this one, you know, with your button, you're always pushing on your buttons here, so it's always putting stress on that terminal right there. So that's going to be an easy fix. We won't have to worry about hunting up a new switch. And we'll check all these other ones that are through the board connections and see what we have on all of those too, in case we need to resolder them. Like on the CD player. Yep, see, I can see those moving too. Yep. So it looks like we're going to be redoing all the solder joints. We have this one here. It feels loose, but I don't see it moving, but we'll do it too. This one, or these two here, is just for the simple fact of opening the door and closing it. You're going to put a little stress on those down in there, and they kind of break loose. So I'll do those, our switch, and I'll probably go ahead and touch them up on our main board, just because that's what I'm doing at this point, so I might as well just do them all. So let me go ahead, goat head, and I will get them all resoldered. I don't want to move that wheel. That's our tuner for our, that's our tuner. And if you move it, you screw up the indicator on the front. And so we don't want to touch it. Stop touching me. Alright. Well, I'll bring you back when I'm about ready to start putting it together, and we'll put it together together. Okay, we got everything all cleaned up, ready to go back together. and hopefully we can put it back together without breaking anything. Now see, you have these little, all of our levers here, buttons, whatever, have to fit in those little holes. And we have 2, 4, 6, 12. So we have to set this down on there, and hopefully, without a whole lot of aggravation, we can get that to slide down on there, on each one of those little pins. A couple of them started. See if we can just kind of work our way down and get them to slide into place. Oop, I missed. Nope, it's going down there. There she is. Wasn't that fun? Terrible. Power board. All right. All right. Where are you? Oh, that's power. I just seen where to go. There you are. I got these through the board. There, I thought. Those are screws that go down through. Put the back on. Those two. Hair would have been in there too. Hair over one of those hookers. There. But I think we better. Dust. Alright, let's see if we can get this slid together. Got one wire left to put on. And that's for the power supply. This is the easiest way I found. Maybe. If I can get a hold of it. Of course it's twisted a little bit, so it won't just line up. No, you can't see anything. Well, trust me, if I was to turn it around and work on it, you still wouldn't see anything. But that's the power supply plug I've just plugged in. And then there's grooves that circuit board has to slide into. And we can get it pushed together. Antenna. Well, pick your head up a little. Got the antenna on. I don't think you were able to see that. Let's see, we got right speaker. Okay, now our button works. Oops, I put it on CD. Play. CD plays. We're on tape. Jackets. Play. Alright, all I have left is to clean it up, and I will get it cleaned up off camera and it'll be all ready. You know, no sense in me cleaning it, bringing it back and showing you that it's clean. Well, it's going to be clean. So I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and I hope to see you on the next one. I think our next one we're going to dive into some VCRs. I picked up another one, so now I have 4 that I need to go through and see what we got going on. That I may just put all 4 of them up here and we'll test them all and mark what's working and what's not, and then probably maybe work on one of them in that video. And then we'll work on other ones throughout. Alright. Till then. See ya.